Beards on Breen. Beards on Breen. Beards on Breen. Beards on Breen.
And let's do some special effects.
Is all about special effects.
Okay, they're showing some of like the practical things where the skull.
Here's the ram's head.
Yeah, there's the ram's head, and there's the actual one.
Fateful findings. All of the
Oh, I suppose this is where he's showing the props too.
Films.
He mentioned that a long time ago, earlier in the retrospective, not documentary.
Effects,
Completely
stunts,
professional.
Props, etc.
Production value.
I typically design them.
So one of the things that he's mentioned a couple times now is that I think this started with the scripts one, and then now it's in this one too, where he said that when you're writing or shooting a scene, make sure that you know that you're going to be able to do it or afford to do it, whether it's practical or if it's a computer effect or whatnot. I'm kind of in the different side of the camp of, if you're going to write a script, and I just throw everything in the kitchen sink and then just figure it out later. I mean, that's what all the pre-production is for, is to say, hey, can we do this? He almost makes it seem like, I mean, just throw it out the window like right away. I mean, because you never know. I mean, obviously, he shoots his own stuff. So, I mean, if you're going to go out and you're going to get, then this goes back to budget. If you need to look for outside sources to fund it or buy the script or whatever, you know, you're pretty much the screenwriter at that point, and not necessarily wearing every single hat that Neil Breen does, but I suppose if you are, you would have to make those decisions on your own.
Rock paintings of making a high production value.
High production value. He's repeating stuff from the introduction. Why did you copy and paste this all the way back from the introduction? And budget. He did this in 2 different segments. Okay, so we've seen this shower scene. Okay, now he's showing the prop from Fateful Findings, paper mache and gauze, and it's still in one piece after like standing in the shower, because paper mache loves to, you know, get soaked in water. So, why are we? What? This is more for like the romance scene. Why is he showing like some of this stuff is okay? Is the special effect ripping the shirts? What was that? Why did we see that? It's a magical day. He should have just called this props. Whatever, that's fine. That's okay, Neil. It's a magical day. Made the book from scratch. Oh, here comes a coffee. Oh, I want my coffee in the... oh. He's going to show the coffee cup, that he still has the coffee cup. Of course he has... This is all his shit that he got like at World Market. Oh.
No more books. No more books. No more books. No more books.
Oh, he's kind of having a little more fun with this with the special effects prop stuff, which definitely needed. So he's showing some of the practical effects, papers moving on their own, drawers opening, and a little ghostly gas cloud thingy. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get into it, but I was more so thinking of the type of special effects that he did that were not practical, but the CGI or even composite shots or whatever. Because he kept mentioning about the tiger and the eagle and saying, oh, we'll talk about that in special effects. And now it's just a matter of showing clips of the movies again. That is not a special effect. That's just a scene. This is not a special effect. That's just a scene. The beans craft, so it's an actual craft orb. Yeah, the paperweight, like I said, that you got at World Market or Kirkland Home Store. Sorry, being kind of a poo-poo head again. We don't need to see like the whole beginning scene of I Am Here Now. Placing doll heads in the desert is not a special effect. I mean, it's definitely special, and it's an effect. So, never mind what I just said. It is all of this is a special effect. It has a special effect on me. I mean, this is not a special effect. All they're doing is they're just standing still and trying not to move. So it looks like they're frozen in time. Wow, this has gone like completely in a different direction than I thought it was going to go in. Okay, that's stock footage. Okay, so now it's all the like corporate guys in their suits with the 2x4 studs being crucified, and that's stock footage. How is that? I don't see any effect here. Wow. Okay, so the being, when it's in its alien face form, was a commercial mask that he got permission to use. How about that? I don't know. I'm torn on this chapter. It's still going. I'm kind of torn on it. Yeah, and you like squirting something from a syringe on your arm that we assume is heroin, but not doing it right. Not that I would know. I don't know. I only go by what the movies have shown me. Displayed. Oh my gosh, he's showing every single dissolve. Like every single one.
This is a real tiger on the hill.
This is a... That is not
a...
But it's stone. A real...
It's not CGI. It's not green screen.
What? That is bullshit. That's bullshit. There is no way that tiger is actually up on top of that with you in the scene. Oh. So you can't tell me that if you had a tiger on set, or I mean on location, and wouldn't like document more than what was actually in the film, saying, "Oh my God, we have a tiger here. We gotta like take a picture of me like near the tiger and the handler," but it's like it's so composited. I mean, obviously see that is not. You can see the background, not like the tiger is like shifting.
Something incredible is about to happen.
I mean, he's not claiming that that's not a composite, but oh boy.
From pass-through exists.
Oh God, and the pass-through shirt has never been washed.
And dirt. The lady with the tiger on her back, and the real tiger on the rocks. Ah, the mystery thickens.
What? What does that have?
They painted the rocks.
What does that have to do with special
Obviously,
effects?
I had this circular stone drone.
A drone is not a special effect. Like, again, I mean, everything in this is special. Everything he does is special. Come on,
they give you, relative to...
You did not build this set.
I am not of this earth. I am artificial intelligence from far into the future. I have taken on this human body in order to communicate with the humans.
I mean, even if that desk is real, this is just, it's...
What you are seeing now is being
that background is not real. I don't even think the desk is
Human
real.
evolution has ended.
His arm is not even on that desk. I mean, I guess you could say, like, you know, he
This has been the
designed
most
it,
complicated,
but he didn't
shot
3D
clip
model
that
it.
I ever sort of
Or if he
envisioned.
did, I mean, you know, good for you. Sorry, not
Behind
sorry.
him. Multiplied those.
See, now you're telling us how you did it. That's
in
great.
Relatively true perspective.
So why can't you explain all the other scenes we just saw with, like, this
And the
amount of
effect is
detail?
exactly
I mean, it's not some secret. I mean, you watch, or I mean, you listen to like a commentary of like James Cameron or something, and he'll tell you exactly how he did everything. And it doesn't ruin the movie or the illusion of how they did it. It actually kind of ignites and inspires people to look at something in a completely different direction. It's like Aliens is still, like, you know, one of the best movies ever made. And even though I've watched or listened to the commentary, watched all the behind the scenes stuff a dozen or more times, it's always still fascinating how they pulled all that off and how great it looks. It doesn't ruin the movie for me, because I know it's a fucking movie. Hello. Don't tell me that eagle was actually there, or cut to that you actually like
wanted to lose touch with the magic,
own this bird.
majesty of nature.
That'd be great. And here's the actual bird.
It had given me.
And then it plucks your eyes out. There's an apparent lack of a makeup chapter on this retrospective. Catering. Can we have a catering chapter? I guess I didn't pay too much attention. He really loves his dissolves.
And I was underneath the table.
So he said these were mice earlier in the retrospective. Now he's saying that it's a cat. That they are cats. I mean, it's okay to admit that you don't know how something was done. The aerial flying scenes were fun to do, and I think they turned out great. The end. I mean, as far as, you know, how they were done, doesn't matter. They were fun to do. They turned out great. Production value. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little defeated here. Well, we got through special effects, whatever the hell that was. Got about another 37 minutes to go. We are now on to music / sound effects. God help us all.
I go through and I do the music, selecting the type of music that I want to buy the
So you said earlier you make the music. Now you say you buy the music. You combine the music.
There is nothing more.
Whoa. Okay, so music and sound effects was about 2 minutes long. All right, so anyways, we are in summary now.
This is a screening in Paris, France.
So again, he's showing the same stuff he did in the introduction, just to remind us that the thing that he values, or one of the things that he most values, is people cheering his movies. And
don't worry about it. Who cares?
Don't worry about
as long
it.
as you personally are happy and fulfilled.
And that's, and that's a good message to say. Don't worry about what other people think. Just do your thing and
something to you, and obviously
do something that means something to you. So the summary really isn't a summary. Now he's more talking about maybe stuff that he couldn't put in like other categories. So now he's talking about like distribution. So then talking about piracy. So now he's doing kind of like puffery. This is kind of like he's, you know what? I mean, is some of this like, and I said this before, is this for potentially future investors? Because how is this helpful to somebody who wants to know how to, for independent filmmakers or people who are interested in making their own? This is all just puffery. Yeah, a lot of stuff he's talking about now is the things that I'm aware of when we screened Twisted Pair. So, you know, setting the ticket price, setting the time slot and seat capacity, that he would not do like a midnight screening of any of his movies. Still don't know why he releases this stuff on DVD. The copy that we received to show Twisted Pair at our theater was a Blu-ray version. So, yeah, see, now he's talking about distributors. This is one of the better segments, the frickin' summary, which is supposed to be kind of a wrap-up of everything he's already talked about. He's talking about all the distribution and kind of doing stuff on his own. I mean, he's always been doing stuff on his own in every single aspect of this, but the insight that he has, like building the brand and being careful with, you know, like the industry or whatever. I mean, he's such a... He controls his IP so closely to his chest, and I don't know if he got burned. I know that he doesn't. I don't think he owns at least distribution rights for Double Down and I'm Here Now, if that was like the straw that broke the camel's back type thing. But he's giving like real good personal experience here of the same stuff that I've heard as well from other people who have a disdain for giving away rights or distribution rights or whatever it may be. I mean, he doesn't even do merchandising, nothing like that. So, I mean, he won't even do digital releases, streaming releases of his stuff. Strictly straight through him, straight DVD that he burns or has them on a burned DVD, not even a commercial DVD. No inserts, cover art, nothing. I mean, that's what you get. See, this summary is probably the most comprehensive thing that he actually put together. Wow, he is so controlling. I get it. If you got a 16-page agreement and you're confident enough to go in and keep amending that until you're happy with a distributor, saying that you're taken care of, like, you know, you'd rather just, you know, cross this out and write this in and whatever. I mean, you know, fine. But if your legalese isn't airtight, you know, if I had something, some kind of intellectual property, and it got to the point of a distribution deal, yeah, I would be hiring an entertainment lawyer for sure. It's, you know, it's been hard enough any time that I ever had to work with a lawyer on anything. I mean, I can tell them what my terms are and what I want from it or whatever, but you have to have it in the right phrasing. Otherwise, you're fucked. You're fucked. I don't know why this is under summary. I mean, this should be its own chapter of just call it like distribution and artist rights or protecting IP, building a brand, building a Breen. Here's my summary. I don't know if he can work with other people. Like he said that he'd be willing to do way back in, what was that, the script chapter on disc 1? I mean, after 5 films, he hasn't shown that he's able to really give up any of the responsibilities unless it's been something that's been technical involved, and that was his editor buddy. I understand he's saying that he doesn't check out podcasts or written reviews on his works. He says that's of lesser value than as if it's somebody actually in the theater witnessing it and enjoying it.
Somebody who wants to do a podcast about one or more films, more power to him.
Oh, well, he's saying it's okay to do a podcast.
Great.
It's just that he doesn't care.
Send me a link or send anybody a link about their thoughts, great. That's all good for them. I really don't care.
No, he doesn't care.
The
Doesn't drive me to think that, you know, he's watching our podcast or anything like that, listening to it.
that it brings
But
fulfills me
I'm
and
still one of those
inspires me.
theater
And
goers.
the
I mean, I don't think of myself as a reviewer.
overwhelmingly
I just consider myself a fan. And obviously I spent $159.95 on this in support.
multi-social media
Not
following and,
just because I wanted
worldwide and
to do this. I didn't even plan on necessarily doing this. It's just I didn't want to miss the
reviews,
opportunity to
I don't even follow.
sit down
to
and
be
watch it.
honest.
With, you know, my reaction as I'm watching it for the first time.
And if you want to work at it in a very professional way.
Very professional. Oh no.
This is a screening in Paris.
Stop.
France.
You've shown this screening what did you say, in Paris?
There
Like
were
two- 2,700 people.
in the audience at this single screening of Twisted Pair.
Jesus,
This is
quit
very
showing this
actual
clip.
Film, and to me, after the screening,
It goes back to where he said it's not about, you know, getting, you know, making a movie to get an award or, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, isn't this kind of... Like, no, why are you showing this again? Is it on a loop? What is going
this
on?
is a screening in Los Angeles.
You don't need to show this again. Again, I don't know what this is. What is this? I mean, what is the purpose of showing people like screaming out for him? Because it's for the fans? Oh my god, he's showing the same entire clip from before. Alright, and done. Produced, written, directed by Neil Breen. Neil Breen -5films.com. Hokey Pinocchios. There you go.
Beards on Breen. Beards on Breen. Beards on Breen. Beards on Breen.